Welcome to the Living Centred podcast, a podcast all about learning together how to live lives which are centred on Jesus. Everyone lives centred on something. Our goal is to learn together how every area of our lives, everything about who we are and how we live, can be increasingly oriented around Jesus and transformed by Jesus. He invites us to a rich and satisfying life, where the good news that he truly is enough changes everything about how we relate to God, ourselves, and the world. In each episode, a different person shares about what it's looking like for them to seek to centre their life on Jesus right now. As we hear their stories, we get to learn together and to encourage one another in what it means for Jesus to be at the centre of our lives. This is a journey we are all invited to, and a conversation we all get to be a part of. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, my name is Adrian, and it is so good to welcome you to this week's episode of the Living Centre podcast. And this week, it is my privilege to introduce Clare, who's going to be sharing. Clare, it is very good to see you.
Hi, yeah, thanks for having me on.
It's going to be good. Well, to ease you in, as I do with everyone every week, I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about who you are and what your life looks like at this point in time.
I'm Clare, first and foremost. I'm a Christian that loves Jesus.
Amazing.
And I've been part of Oasis for 12 and a half years now.
Wow.
I am a wife to Peter.
Yeah.
We've been married for a year and a half, which feels wild.
It really does. Both those things. Both you've been around for 12 and a half years. It's like, I remember your first Sunday. Like, that feels like not that long ago.
Yeah.
And you've been married for a year and a half.
Yeah.
That feels crazy as well.
Yeah. I'm also an A&E doctor in the NHS. So, yeah, work within the region. It sounds crazy, but I absolutely love it. Yeah. Wouldn't change what I do. And also with all those great things about life, I also struggle with quite a lot of chronic health issues, both physical, mental and otherwise. And life can be quite variable in the day-to-day in sort of what that looks like. But still think that despite the challenges, life is great and has a lot of blessings within it.
That's really helpful. Oh, Clare, that's just a great window in. And I love that. It's just both the richness of what your life is looking like, as well as the realities of, that there's these things that are going on that are hard, but still within it saying, I still get to know this life and it can feel blessed. And it's really good, which gets us in then. Within the wonder of what your life looks like, what does living centered on Jesus look like for you right now?
In the day-to-day, it can look quite different, really. So I think one thing I struggled with for a long time was, you've got to be reading your Bible every day. You've got to have a quiet time every day, and I really struggled with that because that just wasn't something that realistically I can achieve very often. But, if I'm on the way to work, I sort of have loud time in the car. Inspired by something, the lovely Jean Arms.
Yes, I
Not
do
Jean
remember.
Arms anymore.
No.
But something that Jean said a few years ago, which made me feel better about quiet time not really working for me. I have loud time in the car, have a playlist of worship music that just gets blasted and I sing along to. I must look quite mad to anyone who drives the opposite way. I promise I still drive safely. So doing that on the way to work is really helpful. Pete and I, something that we introduced to our relationship, I think after we got engaged really, was that we say grace together before every meal. Just as something like really simple that, you eat meals together pretty much every day. And actually just that moment to sit down together and be like, being able to eat this meal together is a blessing in and of itself, no matter what else has happened in life. So let's thank God for that.
That's really good.
We'll quite often pray together before we go to sleep at night and things. And again, it's just that really simple thing of, quite often you're going to bed at the same time and trying to fall asleep at the same time. So, and I think, I can't remember where it came from, but I felt really, I think it was when I was going through more of a down patch and I felt really challenged that actually there are still lots of things in life to be thankful for. So, let's sort of set myself a challenge, at the end of the day, when we're praying together, let's be thankful for at least 3 things.
Wow.
So, you know, whatever that might be, let's be thankful for 3 things. Because, you know, you'll find them, whether it's, you know, the way the sun shone in through the window, or I have a weird obsession with seeing squirrels, and we occasionally get squirrels in the back garden. So, you know, like if I spot a squirrel out the back window, to me, that brings me great joy.
Amazing.
So, you know, to me, that is something to be really thankful for.
Yeah.
I really like eating cake. So if I've had a moment in the day to enjoy a piece of cake, like, let's be thankful for that, because, you know, it's all good stuff, no matter how small and trivial it feels. And I think that's helped me to really see where all the other blessings come from as well.
Yeah.
Some days there are much bigger deal, in inverted commas, amazing things that happen, but it's actually seeing the greatness of God in those really small, what feel like mundane things.
It's really good.
And yeah, I think that's helped me feel a lot more connected to God over the last few months than I feel like I probably have been for a while. It's because I'm not looking for those big things anymore. I'm not looking for those, like, the big moments are great, and it's not to say that they're not, and wanting them isn't a bad thing, but actually, you know, there's no point getting down about the fact that the reality of life as I live it maybe looks a bit different to other people. So actually, those small things are pretty great as well.
Oh, so good.
So yeah.
That's really good, Claire. I absolutely love it. I love how you're saying what it looks like is it's just a reality of the life I'm in, means it's going to be varied. Yeah. I love also because I remember having the conversation with Jean where she talked about, I have loud times, not quiet times. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I love it in terms of just you saying, oh, there's just this rhythm that you and Peter have built together, that you know you're going to sit down and eat together on most days, and that's going to start by just thanking God for that moment. And then I really love how you're then saying, yep, and then it's just knowing, like having an attitude, a posture of thankfulness, which for you has meant, let's just find 3 things that are just to be thankful for. And that what you're learning through that is, yep, there's something to be thankful for in the small that reveals how great God is. Yeah.
And it's like when you start looking for like the 3 things, it starts as 3 things, or like, oh, let's think about 3 things. And then you suddenly have like listed however many things before you know it. Like it never stops at 3. Because then you're like, oh yeah, and this happened, and oh yeah, this happened, and that was pretty cool, and oh yeah, there was this as well. And what I found at least is it starts almost like a snowball effect, where if you start looking for things to be thankful for, you then find yourself just being naturally more thankful for stuff. Because I used to almost like, I guess resent is the right word. Like I used to resent that my life was quite different. And I used to, you know, get quite angry, like, oh, why do I have to deal with all of this other stuff? Why was I born with this genetic issue that makes my joints weird and gives me chronic fatigue problems? And like, why did my eczema get so bad like 3 years ago to the point where I ended up in hospital with it? And, you know, like, why did all of that stuff happen? And I'm like, but that's not the point. Whatever, anyone's life will have challenges. They'll be different from mine, but everyone's life will have difficult moments. And I found myself getting quite angry at God and being like, well, where are you then? And then actually through doing this, I feel like I've found where God is.
Wow.
And suddenly he feels a lot less rather distant than he did.
Oh, that's really amazing. That's so good. Like, if you're listening to this, I would probably jump back again like 30, 40 seconds and just listen to that again, because I think it is so good of just, the reality that you've lived with, that moment that all of us go to, like, why me? Why me?
Yeah.
And yet then you finding this way of saying, oh no, but maybe I can see God in these small moments of gratitude. And that you then find, oh, that's where you are, God.
Yeah.
I was wondering where you are, and you're so close.
Yeah.
That's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I guess, is there anything else that's helping you at this point in time? Because that feels like a pretty full list.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the main things, like the outworking of, like in life, of how I feel like I centre life on Jesus. Maybe adds a couple more things in terms of like how I approach the way I talk to patients. Some of the projects that I've got involved with at work, there are various places around the region now that have something called a high intensity user service, which is, the name that is now given to what would have at one point been known as like frequent flyers.
Yeah.
There's a big recognition within the services it runs that, like people's life is more than just this. There's quite often underlying stuff. And, you look at all these people that are sat in those meetings and you're like, oh, this is pretty cool. And like, I don't know if any of the rest of them have a faith background or not, but there are very few moments in life where I feel in a moment that God very clearly directs me to something.
Wow.
Or like very clearly speaks to me about something. And I think a lot of the time God leads me in directions with gut instincts. But I was sat in my hospital induction. In a room full of like maybe 30 other people coming into that A&E department as new starters in that team. And one of the doctors who came in is a phenomenal lady. And she talked to us about this high intensity user group. And, they have sorted out people's housing. They've sorted out people's chronic pain. They've sorted out all sorts like drug and alcohol problems, like all these reasons that people need to seek help. And A&E is an easy place for them to get that because we're open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And, like in some ways, where else are they going to come?
Yeah.
And she talked about all the different members of this team. And, like I was saying, the fact they sort out the housing and, they help people with their addictions and they support people through all their emotional turmoil. And there's a medical consultant who runs a clinic for unexplained symptoms.
Wow.
And things. And it hit me in that moment. And it was one of those very few moments in life where I can say that God was like, this is your thing.
That's amazing.
This is your thing.
That's amazing.
And it's been absolutely great being part of that team. It's been incredible. And you just look at the heart these people have. And like I say, I don't know how many of them are Christians or have other faiths or whatever it might be, but I'm a very firm believer that Jesus doesn't only speak through Christian people. I think whether they know it or not, whether they like it or not, Jesus can speak through anyone. And I'm just sitting in that room and I've got quite a lot of people that I work with who are like, how can you sit through these meetings? How can you do that? Like, why do you want to do that? And I'm like, because if you sat there and listened to what actually goes on, there is so much Jesus that happens in that meeting, whether they know it or not. It's pretty wild.
Oh, Clare, man, that is just amazing. Oh, it's just amazing. What I'm loving is just like, what does it look like? Well, it's how it redefines who I am.
Yeah.
But then it redefines what you do.
Yeah.
And just that sense of, I suddenly find myself in terms of how I act towards patients.
Yeah.
But then also this thing of, hey, do you want to come and be part of the way in which we care for the whole of someone?
Yeah.
And like, this is the thing I was made for.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it makes me think of that stained glass window. I can't remember which order it goes in, but like I was hungry and you fed me, and I was thirsty and you gave me a drink.
Yeah.
I was naked and you clothed me.
Yeah.
And I was sick and you took me in.
Yeah.
And all of those things, and I'm like, this is what it feels it should be like.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And also just say, you did remember the order exactly as it is in the stained glass window.
Nice.
That was good. And maybe, I don't know if he can put a photo of the stained glass window in the show notes. I don't know if that's possible. In it then, I guess we've kind of done, like, what does it look like living centered in Jesus? What's helping you? I guess, what is it you're discovering then about who God is as Father, Son, and Spirit at the moment?
A lot of it is tied into maybe what's already come up a little bit, but I think I've really discovered that God actually really, really cares about the small stuff.
That's good.
Like, it's not that he doesn't care about the big things. The story of how me and Pete got together feels like a pretty big God event.
Mm-hmm.
That was definitely a God-led thing. There's no two ways about it. And that has obviously led to a fairly major change in life.
Indeed.
But, like, he cares about the fact that I get excited about squirrels.
Yeah.
Because I'm not one who is massively inclined to go outside for walks a lot of the time.
Huh.
But every time I do near enough, squirrel pops up somewhere.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And has provided me with lots of friends, both in Oasis and not, that are very happy to just get together and drink coffee and eat cake.
Amazing.
Which brings me great joy. And yeah, has provided me with a lot of friends, again, both in and out of Oasis, who get that as reliable as I want to be, I can't always.
Yeah.
And they're completely and genuinely okay with that. And that's a pretty big thing, actually. I suppose that's not a small thing at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, he cares about all of it, and he's in all of it. There is no bit of that he doesn't touch and isn't part of.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's so good. What are you discovering? God's involved in all of it.
Yeah.
He cares about the small stuff.
Yeah.
And he cares about the big stuff.
Yeah.
It's good news. It's good news. Oh, man, the last question then. Man, this has been so good. How are you changing? Like, if we were to have met you 3, 6, 12 months ago, how would Clare then look different to Clare today?
I think the main thing is that I'm definitely more accepting of the life that I've got. And I'm more accepting of who I am as an individual person. I'm definitely not all the way there yet. It's a fluctuating feeling day to day. But if you'd met me however many months ago, then I'd be generally a lot more angry, a lot more frustrated, feeling like God was a lot further away, sort of not really knowing where God is, like still doing the stuff and like trying to muddle along in life as best as I could. But I would have probably sat there and been like, if you'd actually got down to the nitty gritty, I would have just been like, I don't know where God is. I can't feel him. I can't see him. I don't know. And I think I probably quietly, and not in that big obvious screaming questions at people and all the rest, went through a bit of a doubting phase of like in faith. And actually now I feel way more confident that God actually cares.
Wow.
And he cares about the whole lot. He doesn't get frustrated about the fact that if I've said that I'm going to do something, that I can't always make it happen.
Yeah.
Like if there's a week where I don't feel well enough to be on the worship team out the front, that's actually okay.
Yeah.
And saying no to stuff to look after myself is actually okay. And he, like I said, I feel like I keep repeating myself, but he cares about all of it. He cares about everything and he sees it all. If the win for the day is the fact that I managed to get out of pyjamas and down to the sofa from bed, then that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Like if that's the thing for the day, then that's fine. And I think it's helped me accept the fluctuations more.
Yeah.
Because I'm not so focused on like having to be my 100% best version of myself all the time. Because, you know, there are some days where I go to work and I do a 10.5-hour shift in A&E and you do some absolutely bonkers things and you see some absolutely crazy stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And those days are great when I'm able to do it, but there are some days where I can't. And I still do sometimes, but I'd get far more annoyed about days where I couldn't do it. And, you know, I'd force myself into work when maybe I shouldn't. And I do that a lot less now. It's helped me look after myself better, knowing that actually God's okay with what my life looks like. So I should be as well.
Oh, Clare, man, that is amazing. Oh, it's just beautiful just to hear you speak. I have to see just the sense of peace that you live with. It kind of radiates from you.
I feel a lot more peaceful now than I have for a long time. And I think just to add a little shout out to Peter as well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know all wives, or I hope all wives, think that their husbands are pretty great. But, you know, he's been a massive part of helping me see that. And I don't want that to go unrecognised, because
really cool.
He has been a massive part, and the way that he's loved me, looked after me, taken care of me has been a massive part of me helping see that. Because it's like I see the way that he looks after me as part of his way of living life with God.
Yeah.
And the way that life's been set up for us, the jobs that we do, gives him the time and the energy to do that. And we've spoken about this between the two of us, that, you know, it's part of the blessing of life being set up for us as it is. But I wouldn't be sat here saying that, feeling as peaceful with that as I do if it wasn't for him either.
That's really cool, Clare.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And I think, yep, I'm going to let that, let's sit there, man. That is a good thing.
Yeah.
Heartful. It has to be. It's the only way I can respond. My heart is full. It really is. Thank you so much for sharing just of yourself, the whole of yourself. I think in the wonder and beauty of what you've shared, there's so many things, but I think the thing for me that I just want to sit with over the coming week is just, that God just cares about the small stuff. And that as I see that and see him in the small stuff, it just causes me to realize just how great he is. Yeah, that's the thing I'm going to think about. How about you, my listening friends? What are you going to contemplate a little bit more this coming week out of the wonder and beauty of everything that Clare has so eloquently shared with us? Lastly, I just want to thank each and every one of you for listening, and I want to pray for us. I pray we would know more of the wonder of living centered on Jesus this coming week. Amen.
Amen.
Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of the Living Centred podcast. New episodes are released every Monday, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do like and subscribe on your chosen podcast provider to receive them direct each week. Living Centred is produced by the team at Oasis Church in Birmingham, UK, and you can find out more and get in touch with the team via theoasischurch.com.